which we all were desperately waiting for, has arrived. Our chief guest, Shri Shripad Naik Ji, Honorable Minister, Ayush, Government of India, His Holiness Dr. Pranav Pandya Ji, revered spiritual gurus, eminent dignitaries are among us. Please welcome them with a huge round of applause on this 5th International Festival on Yoga, Culture and Spirituality. As a mark of our undying tradition, Dev Sanskriti, we request esteemed delegates on the dais to kindly light the lamps as a mark of opening the 5th International Festival on Yoga, Culture and Spirituality.
Agni Mire Purohitam. We invoke Fire God on this auspicious occasion with chanting of Vedic mantras, the divine rhythm as a symbol of ushering the bliss of yoga, culture and spirituality for the humanity.
Om Agni Naya Supatharay Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yudhasmat Juhuranameno Bhuishtam Tena Muktim Vidhema Om Vande Bodhumayam Nityam Gurum Shankararupinam Yamasrito hi vakrapi Chandrah sarvatra vandate Mataram Bhagavati Devi Sri Ramancha Jagadgurum Padupadme Tayoh Sritva Pranamami Muhurmuhur Pranamami Muhurmuhur.
Now it's time for Kulgeet. Let's all stand firm for the Kulgeet of Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya.
Sanskrit Vishwavidyalaya, Srijan ka
feeling of let peace prevail everywhere, all the dignitaries on the dais have lit the lamp. They are representing different nations of the globe. And what a wonderful beginning of this 5th International Festival of Yoga, Culture and Spirituality. Now we request all the dignitaries to proceed towards the main stage, where firstly we will pay reverence to our Kulpita, who actually lived a life which gave message to the whole humanity of yoga, culture and spirituality. All the dignitaries are paying reverence to our Kulpita, our master.
Ajnanatimidandhasya jnanam jansalakaya chakshurumilitam yena tasmai shri guruve namaha. Om yatha suryasya kantistu Shri Rame vidyate hiya sarva shakti swarupaye Devyai Bhagavatyai Namaha Devyai Bhagavatyai Namaha. Brahma Vichar Sar Paramam Adyam Jagat Vyapinim Veena Pustak Dharinim Bhayadam Jadyam Dhakarapaham Haste Sphatik Malikam Vidhatim Padmasane Sansthitam Vande Tam Parameshwarim Bhagavatim Buddhim Pradam Sharadam Buddhi Pradam Sharadam Gajananam Bhutu Ganadi Sevitam Kapit Jambu Phalcharu Bhakshanam Umasutam Shoko Vinasakarakam Namami Vigneshwar Pad Pankajam Namami Vigneshwar Pad Pankajam.
I would like to request the delegates, our dignitaries, to take their respective seats on the stage. And what a grand gala opening of this international festival on yoga, culture and spirituality. Let us all clap together for this wonderful movement. And once again we welcome all our dignitaries, our chief guest, Sri Shripad Nayak Ji, His Holiness Dr. Pranav Pandya Ji, and all the dignitaries, all the spiritual gurus, all the delegates on the dais.
We are really privileged to have the pleasant task of welcoming the galaxy of intellectuals for the International Festival on Yoga, Culture and Spirituality. On behalf of the University, we warmly and respectfully welcome all the dignitaries on the dais, participants from various nations, and Dev Sanskriti University Gayatri Pariwar family members. Now, I would like to request our volunteers, our own students, to kindly welcome our esteemed guest by Garland and Gayatri Mantra Dupatta.
हम निवेदन करेंगे अपने वॉलंटियर से सर्वप्रथम परम श्रद्धेय के माध्यम से स्वागत किया जा रहा है हमारे माननीय अतिथि मिस्टर श्रीपाद नायक जी, मिनिस्टर आयुष गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। ये माला हम सभी की खुशियों का इजहार है। आज के इस पल में आपके यहाँ पर उपस्थिति से हम सब गदगद हैं, उत्साहित हैं। वॉलंटियर से निवेदन है कि वे क्रमवार रूप से स्वागत करते चलें हमारे सभी आगंतुक अतिथियों का। परम श्रद्धेय कुलाधिपति महोदय पद्मश्री D.R. कार्तिकेयन जी, भाई हरि सिंह खालसा जी, और हम सब अपनी तालियों के माध्यम से क्रम में जुड़े। अपने आप में एक बहुत ही शानदार अवसर हम सभी के लिए, जब हमारे सभी आगंतुकों का स्वागत हो रहा है। हम सब भी इस पल में देव संस्कृति विश्वविद्यालय परिवार की ओर से, अखिल विश्व गायत्री परिवार की ओर से उनके स्वागत के क्रम में जुड़े अपनी तालियों के माध्यम से। Professor Sigma Ankarva ji, John Frank Mostad ji, Professor Valdis Piragas ji, Professor Harsha ji, Dr. Alfred Loria ji, Professor Goda ji, Professor Mart Lementus ji, Professor Carla Peters ji, Ras Acharya Dharmashay ji, Mr. Ivis ji, Mr. Ajay Bobre ji, Ms. Akanksha Joshi ji.
Once again, we welcome all our dignitaries who are present on the dais.
Yoga is the art of thinking, culture is the way of living, and spirituality is the science of self-purification. And here you can find the perfect amalgamation of these three at one place, at once, at the best. The trinity of yoga, culture, and spirituality at this divine land, Devbhoomi, Uttarakhand, in the Divine University at Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, situated in the lap of Mother Ganges and the foothills of the great Himalayas. This 5th International Festival, and indeed, has come in very special moment, as recently, for the first time, the world has celebrated the first International Day of Yoga. And one of the prominent Minister of Ayush, Sri Shripad Naik ji, is here, who has played a prominent role in that occasion. So again, we will take the opportunity to welcome him in Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, and let us proceed further in the proceedings of this inaugural ceremony.
Now, let us have the pleasure of listening to the opening remarks of respected Vice Chancellor Sir Shri Sharad Pardi ji, who had been a profound architect and academician, but further became the disciple of Master who lived a life for yoga, culture and spirituality. I consider it a great honor to welcome Mr. Sharad Pardi ji for opening and welcoming remarks.
First of all, I'll request everyone to join me in chanting Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhurbhuvaha Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodaya. Friends, in the subtle presence of and under the blessings of Gurudev, Pandit Shyam Sharma Acharya ji, and Vandaniya Mataji Bhagavati Devi Sharma, on this auspicious occasion of 5th International Festival of Yoga, Culture and Spirituality, organized by Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya and all World Gayatri Pariwar, I extend my very hearty and warm welcome to you. Our chief guest today is Sri Shripad Naik ji, Honorable Minister, Ayush and Health and Family Ministry Welfare, Government of India. I have privilege to welcome Dr. Pranav Pandya ji, who is the own Chancellor of this university and head of all World Gayatri Pariwar. I request Dr. K.S. Dhimanji, Director General of Ayush, Dr. Chinmay Pandya, Pro Vice Chancellor of this university, and Sri Sandeep ji, Registrar of this university. I also welcome all the guests present on the dais, all the guests And coming from abroad and from all parts, various parts of this country, Gayatri Pariwar Parijan from Shantikunj, Brahmavarchas and the other parts of India, all professors, head of the departments, faculty members of this university, members of the press, and all dear students. I very heartily welcome you all again. During this 6th Festival of Yoga, Culture and Spirituality, there shall be discussions, exchange of views, researches and deliberations on the work done with respect to the 3 subjects given, which will provide further depth to this subject. The presentation shall explore the new avenues which will bring us closer to each other. I hope that the present festival shall be a great success and shall prove beneficial to the human relations and in general and participants in particular. I thank you once again and welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for welcoming our guest. Thank you once again, sir.
In this moment of 5th International Festival on Yoga, Culture and Spirituality, we all are seated here. The journey was started in 2010 when this university has started the first edition of this International Festival of Yoga, Culture and Spirituality. Since then, various advancements have taken place. Various spiritual gurus, scientists, and people from various walks of life have participated in this event. Now, again a question comes, that what is the theme of this particular festival this year? So for that, a persona whom I am going to call on the dais is a person who started his life in the lap of our master. Started his journey from the basic school of Gayatri Vidyapith in India. And that spiritual grooming has given him a way to internalize the spirituality in his life. Further advanced in the area of science, and then again served Dementia Association, London, and various places in the world. And further came back to India to serve this divine university. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Dr. Chinmay Pandya ji, Pro Vice Chancellor, Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, for theme setting of this festival.
Dhanyavad Gopal. First of all, on this auspicious occasion of the 5th International Festival of Yoga, Culture and Spirituality, I would ask everyone to start with the recitation of the Gayatri Mantra. Gayatri is the divine power that persuades us to take the right path in the life. And right path means the path of wisdom, the path of pure intellect. And she could be reached with this piece of Vedic Mantra. So I would request everyone to sit erect and feel that with the recitation of each word of this mantra, the power, the energy of the rising sun is passing through us as an act of total purification. Gayatri Mantra, साथ साथ कमर सीधी कर लें, भगवान सूर्य का ध्यान करें. ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. In the subtle presence of Puj Gurudev and Vandaniya Mataji, I would like to start by greeting those seated on the dais on this very special, auspicious occasion of the inauguration of the International Festival. Honorable Chief Guest of the event, Shri Shripad Naik Ji. He had a very exhausting, long journey. He was supposed to arrive to us at 11 o'clock this morning, and unfortunately he was detoured. So it took him very long time, but in spite of that, he managed to come to us, and we are most thankful to him for his presence here today. Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Shripad Naik Ji, Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Honorable Registrar, all the distinguished dignitaries who are present on the dais and off the dais, and I'm sure that they would excuse me, they would accept my apology, because they all are so dear to me, they all are so close to our heart, that it would be a challenge to name all of them. मेरी ओर से पहले से एक क्षमा दे रहा हूँ मैं कि I would not be able to name all of you, but all of you are so close to us. All the dignitaries who are present on the dais, off the dais, all the delegates who are present from different parts of the world. Shantikunj, Gayatri Pariwar, Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya Pariwar members, and most precious of them all, the students of Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya. First of all, on behalf of Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya and Shantikunj Gayatri Pariwar family, I would like to welcome all the delegates, all the speakers, all the participants who have traveled from distant parts of the world to be with us today here in Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, Shantikunj, Haridwar. This is their family. This is their home. And I can repeat this 100 times, 1,000 times, million times, because I know for sure that the founder of this great organization of Gayatri Pariwar of 110 million members, he never wanted to call this institution as an organization. He wanted to call this as a Parivar. He wanted to call this as a family. And we are a family. We are a family united with the threads of love, affection and respect for all of you who have taken great pains to reach to us. So once again, with a warm welcome to all our extended family members from both sides of the ocean, I would like to start by introducing the concept and vision behind this festival. You know, everyone asks this question to us that why did we start with International Festival of Yoga, Culture and Spirituality? What was the vision behind it? But before I would share the vision, before I would share the idea that Honorable Chancellor had in his mind when 5 years ago he started this journey, I would like to share an incident that happened to me when I was 17 or 18 years old. I remember that when I was 17, there were communal rites in a city close to us called Dehradun. And we happened to be in that particular part of the city on that particular day to collect our certificates. We were 17, you know, we found ourselves stuck in between raging community on one hand, police on the other. Frightened for our lives, we started to run. No sense of direction. Somehow, we managed to find a shelter and stayed there until chaos subsided. And I can tell you, then only we realized that among 5 of us, there were 3 different religions. Fear was the only force driving us. Compassion was the only religion binding us in that particular moment. And the reason I shared that story with you, because what I feared that day, we now fear the same for the fate of humanity. When everyone is asking the same question, that how on earth we can allow religion, which is such a profound experience for mankind, to get poisoned with hatred, intolerance and violence. What happened last month on the soils of Europe is a shocking reminder that we should not allow humanity to walk on that path. If we are walking on that path, then our future generations are doomed, my dear friends. They are absolutely cursed. They are jinxed. We need to change it because we are allowing the history to be written with the words that are soaked in the deluge of blood. We are allowing history to be written where every word is to be followed by wails of orphans and tears of widows. We should not allow that to happen. This is a travesty. This is a tragedy. And I can tell you, the only solution to such a travesty lies in the fundamental qualities of humanity. It lies in the essence of spirituality, and that is why we have got this festival of yoga and spirituality in this premise of culture. Because with this festival, we aim to create, we aim to share our shared values and love and affection that could bind us together, that could connect us together beyond the religion, across the oceans, above the boundaries. This is what we aim to create. This is what Honorable Chancellor thought. He thought that we should have a festival that should belong to every person. Ayam nijaha paroveti ganana laghuchesam udara charita namtu Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This is what we say in Sanskrit. That, you know, this is mine, that is yours, this is a game of children. They can play for their toy. ये आपका है, मेरा है, इसके लिए बच्चे लड़ाई झगड़ा कर सकते हैं. But we are grown up people. We are matured. For us, every single person on this planet belongs to our family. World is one family, and that is the vision of this festival. The vision of this festival is to create a family beyond religion, beyond a nation, beyond boundaries, beyond prejudices. This is the vision of this festival. And as far as the concept is concerned, you know, you would ask that why we have got yoga, culture and spirituality together. And yoga, as you know, is an ancient Indian science that centers around refinement of the human consciousness. And that cannot happen without total transformation of the human personality. And when we have got the total transformation of human personality at the level of individual, it is spirituality. When we have got the total transformation at the level of society, it is culture. And that is why we have got yoga, culture, spirituality as three pillars of this festival. And there is another reason. There is another reason that Pujya Gurudev said that there are 3 steps for total purification. There are 3 steps for total transformation. Swastha Sharir, which means healthy body, to be achieved with the help of yogasanas. Swachh Man, clarity of mind, to be achieved with the help of spiritual practices. And Sabhya Samaj, civilized society, to be achieved by following a path of culture. And when we have got all 3 together, then we have got this festival. We have got the festival of yoga, culture and spirituality. That is the vision, that is the concept, that is the goal, that is the aim of this festival. So in coming 4 days, you would get the chance to hear some of the remarkable personas, some of the remarkable personalities from all over the world. There are people who are renowned authors, there are people who are renowned doctors, there are people who are renowned clinicians, and I'm really looking forward to listening to their views in coming 4 days. And I'm sure that all of you are also looking forward to that moment. So I would end by saying that this festival is not only a pillar to bind yoga, culture and spirituality together, but it is also a fitting tribute to 2 legendary souls in India, Mahatma Gandhi, that is his birthday tomorrow, and Lal Bahadur Shastri. Lal Bahadur Shastri was the greatest Prime Minister India ever had. He was the master of social servantry, and it is his birthday tomorrow. So this festival is also a fitting tribute to these legendary souls, as well as to Pujya Gurudev, who was a living embodiment of yoga, culture and spirituality. So I will end now. I will end by quoting the hope that Pujya Gurudev had from this kind of festival. He thought that with these kind of festivals, we would be able to create a family. We would be able to create a new world, a new order, and to share what he thought this sort of festival should accomplish. I would like to quote a poem of John Lennon. In his famous poem, John Lennon, he said, imagine there are no countries. Imagine there are no countries. It isn't hard to do. कल्पना करके देखिए कि दुनिया में कोई देश नहीं है, कल्पना करने में कोई पैसा नहीं लगता. Imagine there are no countries, it isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for and no religion to. किसी चीज़ के लिए लड़ने मरने की आवश्यकता नहीं है, कोई धर्म भी नहीं. कल्पना करके देखिए कि दुनिया में कोई देश नहीं है, हम लोग किसी धर्म को बिलोंग नहीं करते, किसी देश को बिलोंग नहीं करते. Imagine there are no countries, it isn't hard to do. Imagine all the people living in this world together. Imagine सबके सब एक साथ रह रहे हैं. And I wonder if you can. He said, I wonder if you can. अब कल्पना करके देखिए कि क्या ऐसा हो सकता है. And you would say I'm a dreamer. आप लोग कहेंगे कि शायद मैं सपना देख रहा हूँ. You would say I'm a dreamer. And I would say I'm not the only one. I hope that one day you will join us and world will be as one. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. We are very much grateful to you.
Sir, you have added a glory in the sensation, and the way you have led us forward in this sojourn of yoga, culture and spirituality, we are very thankful to you. Our Pro-Vice Chancellor was telling you about the vision, the theme of this festival. When such kind of festivals are organized in a university, which in itself is a powerhouse, the place from where youngsters learn various things, this university in itself plays a very vital role in this area, because it tries to provide the contemporary education with the modern outfit and the value-based education in such a way that it is duly inspected by UGC, it is certified by ISO, and it is duly accredited by NAC. So it is working on standards and providing standard education in the field of yoga, culture and spirituality. So moving further, it's very important time for all of us. It's high time.
We feel honored to have with us Honorable Chief Guest Shri Shripad Naik Ji, Honorable Minister, Ayush, Department of Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy, Government of India. Shri Shripad Naik Ji is an Indian politician, Member of Parliament.
He has a deep inclination towards serving the humanity, and he is trying to provide the nurturing space for traditional and ancestral knowledge of yoga, Ayurveda and such sciences through his leadership in an area filled with opportunities. So let me take the honor and pleasure to humbly call on the dais Honorable Minister Shri Shripad Naik Ji for guiding us further in this 5th International Festival on Yoga, Culture and Spirituality.
Seated on esteemed dais of Mrityunjay Auditorium, His Holiness Dr. Pranav Pandya ji, Head of World Gayatri Pariwar and Chancellor Sanskriti Vidyalaya, under whose admirable guidance this 5th International Festival on Yoga, Culture and Spirituality is getting hosted in the divine premises of Ganga and Himalayas. Sri Sharad Pandya ji, Vice Chancellor of this divine university, Dr. Chinmay Pandya ji, the brain behind the execution of the planning of this festival, and also the Pro-Vice Chancellors of the Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya. Sri Sandeep Kumar ji, Registrar of this university, and the whole galaxy of the luminaries adding to the glory of this festival, Padma Shri Dr. D.R. Karthikeyan ji, Director General of Human Rights Commission, Professor Mad from Estonia, Professor Goda, Lithuania, Bhai Hari Singh, Khalsa ji, Italy, Professor Sigma, Ankrava ji, Latvia, Professor Carla Peters, Holland, Dr. Alfredo Lauria, Argentina, Dr. Paolo Ciani, renowned psychiatric Italy, Mrs. Akanksha Joshi ji, and all those great visionaries of their respective fields whose name I could not cover. And above all the august participants who have traveled from the different parts of this globe, representing more than 20 cultures, countries, and civilizations. On behalf of the spiritual heritage of India, on behalf of the knowledge and wisdom of the great saints and sages of this nation, on behalf of the Mother Ganga and great Himalaya, I, Sripad Naik, welcome you all to this great nation. Friends, it is indeed a pleasure and an honor to be here with you all in this divine vicinity of Sanskriti Vidyalaya, Shantikunja, Haridwar. Shantikunj has always been looked upon as an academy of the life science, and university has grown up to the vision of the patron founder, Yoga Rishi, Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya ji, as a center for excellence. Today, on the eve of World Peace Day, the eve which marks the dawn of the Mahatma who fought for liberation, not with the weapons of iron, but with the spiritual tools of truth and non-violence, the eve that reflects the power of spirituality and nobility over evil and cruelty, the eve that embarks the birth of father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, an eve that has well reflected the birthday of late Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, former Prime Minister of India. At another transformational leader who gave the famous slogan of Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, I would like to congratulate each one of you to become a part of the 5th International Festival of Yoga, Culture and Spirituality. I look after Ayush, Health and Family Welfare portfolio for the Government of India. And we always focus on individual physical, mental and spiritual health. Even WHO definition supports that. An individual with such a health can give a balanced family to the society, and such a society and nation at large is bound to prosper. I am happy to see that the mission of Shantikunj, Vyakti Nirman, Parivar Nirman and Samaj Nirman by igniting the hidden divinity of each individual. Friends, yoga is an ancestral Indian science which is simple, preventive and open our doors to spirituality. Beyond this, it is also an art of living. Yoga has now become the new theme for the whole world. It is spreading the message of divine Indian culture to the rest of the world. yoga is a gift to the world by ancient sages and seers of India. Not only it enhances the physical, mental, emotional and spiritual health of the person, but it also increases the feeling of universal brotherhood. It has become the symbol of universal peace and oneness. The increased awareness of yoga has taken it beyond the four walls of ashrama, and it is getting the practice across the globe. Not only that, it penetrating the people's lives everywhere. Whole world is looking upon the yoga as a strong alternative therapy because of its therapeutic benefit with no side effect. It is an immune booster that fights back diabetes, blood pressure, obesity, heart disorder, etc. The June 21st celebration of International Yoga Day is the landmark, a new beginning in the history of mankind, where the whole world celebrated the spirit of togetherness and pledge for peace. The medical professionals, doctors, researchers are taking deep interest in conducting erudite research in the field of yoga. The eightfold path of yoga prescribed by the Maharishi Patanjali is the set of 8 mantras to lead the happy and stress-free life. Friends, yoga culture and spirituality are so interrelated and interweaved that they are complement to each other. Our culture is filled with all such practices in our daily lives, right from respecting the parents, loving our neighbors, worshipping the peace and non-violence, to defending our glory, protecting our larger noble interests, protecting environment. Each of our action is a testimony of the teaching of this great Indian culture. Today, I really feel nice to be a part of this fraternity and being at Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, a university of Gayatri Pariwar focusing on bringing togetherness, science and spirituality, and create yogic models for holistic well-being through the dedicated researchers. In its short span, this university has established many milestones and reached out the thousands of students and scholars of India and abroad. Yoga Rishi Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya Ji, the visionary behind the establishment of Shantikunj and D.S.V.V, wanted an institution dedicated to creating warm-hearted and compassionate human beings. This campus is the embodiment of this great vision. I once again congratulate the organizer and all of you present here for the sparing your valuable time in visiting India, and I'm sure that through your scholarly input and knowledgeable work, this symposium is going to be yield great result. I thank you once again. Jai Hind, Bharat Mata ki Jai.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your kind words of guidance and motivation, and for your quality time as a representative of Government of India. You came here, and the valuable time which you are providing to all of us is a great pleasure for all of us, and is a great treasure which we will always cherish. Thanks again, sir.
To take the churning of knowledge to another level, much higher dimension, we are honored as today we have with us the man of distinct vision and a fountainhead of illuminating ideas, an idol of knowledge and experience and inspiration to all of us. Friends, we are delighted to request His Holiness Dr. Pranav Pandya Ji, Chancellor, Dev Sanskriti University and Head of All World Gayatri Pariwar, to shower his blessings and kindly ignites our inner self by the spark of his ironic words of wisdom in this festival on yoga, culture and spirituality.
Seated in the subtler presence of our Gurudev, Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya Ji, Paramanya Mataji, whose black and white photographs you can see over there on the back of yours, lighted in the backdrop of the auditorium. Our chief guest today, Shripad Yasho Sri Nayak ji, who happens to be from Goa. It's a very strange coincidence that he was on his way from Delhi to Goa, and he chose to come through our festival. But he had to go to Jaipur and then come back because of the reshuffling of the flights, and a very hectic routine he has today. Our Minister for Ayush, he is with us, and there could have not been a better person than a minister heading the Ayush for this particular festival. So I welcome Shri Shripad Damodar Nayak ji, and seated with us the dignitaries from various walks of life, various parts of the country, various parts of the abroad, who have been a part of this family since last 3-4 years. Few are new persons here today, whom I am just watching today, and present here in this auditorium, all the seniors, my senior brothers of the Shantikunj Gayatri Pariwar Haridwar, and my colleagues, my dear children, मेरे प्यारे प्यारे बच्चों, छात्र छात्राओं, my academic members and the non-academic members. My dear friends, the another thing which is to be addressed is the journalists and all the media persons. My dear friends, a very good theme has been set by the Pro Vice Chancellor, Chinmay, and he has told you basically why we organize this festival. This festival is being organized to synthesize 3 disciplines: yoga, culture and spirituality. Our dynamic Prime Minister Shri Narendra Damodar Modi has very rightly established 21st June as a Yoga Day, International Yoga Day. And you will be surprised to note, all of you who are here, that we celebrated it with the same gesture through which he had imagined. About more than 650,000 persons they performed yoga on that day from Gayatri Pariwar throughout the globe, all over the country, including about more than 50 countries, the ambassadors of which were present with the people, our people and their people. So it was a unique congregation. And next day in the Vigyan Bhavan, I had Shripad Damodar Nayak ji, Shripad Yasho Nayak ji with me, and we addressed people about the necessity of this particular integration of scientific phenomena and spirituality. I need to tell you that this particular Gayatri Parivar's fraternity, Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, is a unique foundation. 2002 it was established, and since 2002 to 2015 it is a long journey of 14 years. And in these 14 years I have seen a lot of changes, a lot of things which have been happening. And we started with when first we started the yoga, culture and spirituality, the reason was there were yoga festival being organized everywhere, and there was a demonstration of the yoga, all postures and other things, but there was no mention anywhere about the spirituality, about the religion, culture, basically culture. And recently, just now, when we were outside, after the darshan of the Mahakal, a journalist asked Nayak ji, our Ayush minister, that there has been a controversy created by Muslims that they will not do yoga. So a very wise answer was given by him. He said, you see, yoga is for everybody's health, and health is not for anybody. Health is nobody's property. Health is for everyone. It is for Hindu also, it is for Muslim also. So if it is a comprehensive health, body, mind and soul, then everybody wants to be healthy. So why should we create a chaos, and why should we create a chaos on this particular thing? So there is a communal point created on this particular aspect of yoga, and yoga is supposed to be one thing which is unison of microcosmos with macrocosmos, unison of myself with that ultimate who has created me, you and everybody, all of us. And that particular thing has been very nicely explained in a Indian treatise written 5,000 years back, spoken by Yogeshwar Lord Shri Krishna, known as Srimad Bhagavad Gita. He has presented Gita in a very scientific way. And this is particularly the venue where I deliver my lecture on Gita to all my students, all my teachers, all my faculties. And I say that Gita is the one thing which can bring in you the tranquility, the peace, inner peace. This is what the inner peace which is lacking, and because of that inner peace which is lacking, many people are today suffering from stress and various stress-induced disorder. So what should we do? What should we do? We should try to always have a belief that there is a power around beyond us. There is a power beyond us who is controlling us, and we are just his hands, and we should go on doing karma yoga. We should go on earning jnana yoga, and we should go on worshipping bhakti yoga. All these three things, if we are sure to do it in everyday's life, then there is not going to be stress any time in this world. What is happening today in the world platform, if you see the mention has been done by the Pro-VC, the European continent is suffering from a very different type of turmoil. You can see the people are being migrated from the various countries like Syria and the other adjoining countries, and they are going to various countries. We'll take 10,000, we'll take 12,000. You see, you cannot count humanity in numbers. Humanity is humanity. World is world. Land is land. And land is not having any boundaries. So there is going to be a time when there will be no boundaries, no visas needed, and I think that world will be brought by yoga. That world will be brought by the immense dissemination of the teachings of the yoga. And that particular thing which we are watching today, we are witnessing today, that the Italy has refused, that we won't take more than that. The Germany has refused, we won't take more than that. So why we are having hatred amongst each other? Why we are having so much of enmity, and why we are hating each other on the name of religion? The cruelty being performed in the name of religion, I won't name that thing here, but the cruelty which is very, very bitter cruelty, and which creates a sense of insecurity in the minds of the youngsters today. What will happen in the future? Ultimately, we all are supposed to build the future of 2030s. If we are going to make the future of 2030s and 2040s, in which our grandsons, our great-grandsons, and your children, your sons and daughters, and all the seniors who are seated here, your grandchildren, they are going to witness a world which will be full of peace, full of unity, full of piety, piousness, will be full of many good things in life. That will come through only yoga, culture and spirituality. Yoga is for your soul. Yoga is for your spiritual welfare. Yoga is for your inner well-being. Practically, yoga is something which is being practiced, and practiced through various forms like postures, like pranayam, like ashtanga yoga, yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. But I think if you don't perform yam, niyam, there is not going to be any utility of the rest six, because yam, niyam are the pillars. They are the pillars. They are the regulations, and they teach you the first discipline of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, and that is Athi Yoganushashanam. Yoga is disciplined way of life. What you see today is the indiscipline. Indiscipline in Lok Sabha, indiscipline in Rajya Sabha. indiscipline in world order, indiscipline in the society, indiscipline in the marital life, indiscipline in the schools and colleges. You see, disciplining the way of life is something which brings yoga in each and every part of our day-to-day living. So yoga, you cannot be beyond our day-to-day life's events. You cannot keep it away. Yoga doesn't mean only postures. Yoga doesn't mean only pranayam. Yoga doesn't mean only few aspects of the various hatha yoga. For example, the various neti, dhoti, vasti, all those things. Yoga is beyond that. Yoga is beyond that. And what is the beyond that? The beyond that is culture, our culture. Cultural roots are so strong. Culture means sowing the seeds of betterness, sowing the seeds of goodness, sowing the seeds of spirituality in our heart. Culture, agriculture, horticulture, floriculture, fruticulture, all this, you know the words. So culture means growth, growth of something which is very important. I am a medical doctor, and being a medical doctor, I order many investigations, in which there is one investigation known as culture and sensitivity. I consider this word as a very, very important word, culture and sensitivity. Culture, if you are cultured, you are sensitive. If you are not cultured, you will be insensitive. This is something philosophical which I added to the test. Culture and sensitivity means the growth of the bacteria in the petri dish, in the a small dish it is done, and then all antibiotics are tested on that. Which antibiotic they are sensitive, and if they are sensitive in that culture, then that particular antibiotic is given, and then that works. The culture is the traditions from so many thousands and thousands of years. The seeds have been sown by our great persons, sages and seers, the rishis in Indian culture. So Indian culture happens to be in the core of all this yoga culture and spirituality convention of 6 days. And culture means something through which you start building qualities in you. You become a divine being. You become a good person. You become a man full of good qualities. Spirituality is the one which is the core of all this. It's the binding force between the yoga and culture. Spirituality. Spirituality means inculcating ideals, qualities, virtues in day-to-day life. This is what spirituality is. Now, what has happened is, in the name of religion, dogmatism and the ritualistic religion has dominated. And because of the dominance of the ritualism and dogmatic religion, you can see the sects developing. There are thousands of sects all over. In Christianity also, in Hinduism also, in the Buddhistic traditions also, everywhere you see thousands of sects. And because of these sects being different, they are having a struggle with each other. They are having they are fighting with each other. A proper harmony will come. Proper system will emerge when we bring spirituality scientifically in the core of this. Scientific spirituality is the core of all religion. If we bring that, then the scientific spirituality is supposed to be the one which is the thing, and you will be surprised to know, all of you who are seated on the dais, that scientific spirituality is one of the disciplines which we are teaching here in this university. And scientific spirituality is something which brings each and everyone very closer to science. Spiritual beings closer to science. Scientific beings closer to spirituality. It is the unison of these two disciplines. My dear friends, all of you who are seated here, I believe, मेरा ऐसा विश्वास है कि 5 दिन जब यहाँ आप रहेंगे, 5 days when you are going to be here, आप यहाँ इन तीनों चीज़ों का एक बहुत अच्छा समन्वय देखेंगे. You will watch, you will witness a blending of these 3 things together. How to blend these 3 things together in day-to-day life. हमारे जीवन में 3 योग बताए गए, भक्ति योग, ज्ञान योग, कर्म योग. मैं कहता हूँ आपसे कि the yoga which has been told belonging to worship, the yoga which is told belonging to actions, and yoga which is told belonging to knowledge, all 3 are going to be blended together in this particular concept which we are developing here. There are so many institutions And there are so many schools of thoughts about yoga. In India, each and every corner of the country is having a lot of schools of thoughts about yoga. There has been a business-like mentality about yoga. People have made it business. इसको उद्योग बना लिया है लोगों ने. And you see, it started from USA, 2-3 persons went from here about 30 years back, and they started making it business. Many people started attracting people here in the name of business. Then, without spirituality, yoga postures and other things may take you in different direction, wrong direction. And that has happened with one of the yoga practitioner in USA who was arrested for luring the women in the name of yoga. You see, yoga has to be purified. Yoga is really, in real sense, yoga is the God's vision of uniting His creation with Himself. Yoga is the vision of God. And if yoga is the vision of the God, then it has to be maintained like that pure, that clear as it is supposed to be. When I take the classes of Gita here, I tell them that try to understand the Gita's teaching. Gita says, Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. Arjun, the disciple of Sri Krishna, he tells Arjun that whatever action you do it in yoga. Even if you are drinking water, do it as a yogi should do. Even if you are talking, you should do like that. Even if you are sleeping, do it like that. Yukta har viharasya yukti chastasya karmasu. Your diet should be like yogi. Your lifestyle should be like yogi. Your each and every action should be like yogi. Like you are sleeping, like your yukt sapna bodhasya yoga bhavati dukkha. Dukkha means destroyer of all miseries and all types of problems in our day-to-day life. So, this dukh vinashak yoga, this dukh, all the miseries and sufferings whatever we are having today because of the spreading illnesses like lifestyle disorders, like cancer, like ischemic heart disease, like varieties of the disorders in which the person has something beyond his control. Everything is in the hands of the doctors, pathologists and the radiologist. And in that case, Ayush comes as a symbol, comes with a torch of knowledge that live the life of yoga, and if you live the life of yoga, you are going to make the whole world, a healthy world. And this healthy world is our symbol, this is our main motto, that we want to make the whole world free of diseases, ailments, the various types of disorders, various types of discrepancies, various types of agitations, psychosis, neurosis. All these things should be away. So if you want to make the whole world free of illnesses, the only thing is yogastha kuru karmani. योग में स्थित होकर कर्म करो, आसक्ति को छोड़कर, attachment, leave the attachment beyond and leave the jealousy beyond. Attachment and jealousy have to go away. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyakta dhananjaya siddhiya samo bhutva. Whether it is done or not, don't worry about that. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Equilibrium is yoga. Proper balance between your actions, proper balance between your thinking, proper balance amongst each and every aspect of your work. Gita, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, and our culture. My Gurudev has written a very important book. He was traveling from here to Nairobi in 1992-93, and my Gurudev was given offer to fly from here to Nairobi. It takes hardly 5-6 hours. But he said, no, I don't want to fly. I want to go by ocean. I want to see the beauty of ocean. And I want to write a book while on my way, based on my experience. He has written a very nice book, Samast Vishwa Ko Bharat Ka Jastrandan, Contribution to the Whole World of India. I will wish that all of you read that book. It is available in English, and that is such a big book which he has written in the 40 days of his journey, 20 days going, 20 days coming back, from here to Nairobi via Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And that book shows that how a yogi thinks like. If yogi is thinking, then he doesn't need any helping books. He's thinking and he's just cultivating. He's just making a culture of his articles, everything he's making there. And ultimately that book brings you closer to culture. Yoga, culture and spirituality. Unfortunately, culture word has been polluted by the people today by various absurd type of presentations and many things in which the nudity is visible and the cinema world, or you can say pornography, and everything has come. And culture, we have tried to purify it. We have tried to, our Gurudev has said that Sanskriti को स्थान मिलना चाहिए, अब संस्कृति को स्थान नहीं मिलना चाहिए. We should give preference to culture, not to the non-culture or the wrong culture which is prevailing all over. If we improve the culture, we'll be making a better country, we'll be making a better world. The next world order, we are passing through a great moment of change. We are passing through great moments of change. These 10 years are going to be very important. All those people who are seated on the dais are very important persons from various countries. All of you who are from various parts of this country, I tell you, we are passing through great moments of change. The change is occurring all over. The youngster is developing very fast, electronic age, the social media, you can see the dynamic heroism of our Prime Minister, who just mesmerized and hypnotized everybody in the Facebook world and in the Google world. And you can see in last 6-7 days, he was in USA and he was hypnotizing everybody that how India can become a home to the digital world, and digital world is going to be the future of this particular generation. And in this digital world, we have to have a watch on our spirituality. If spirituality looks after the watch on the digital world, then digital world, spirituality, scientific spirituality, yoga, all combined together. I am giving many departments to Ayush Minister that these are going to be looked after by you. All of you have to look after digital yoga, digital culture and digital spirituality. You have to look after, because you are having a dynamic Prime Minister, and that dynamic Prime Minister is going to be after you reach back to Delhi from Goa, and he is going to say digitalize yoga, which is going to happen. We remember Mahatma Gandhi, we remember Lal Bahadur Shastri, Lal Bahadur Shastri was the first Prime Minister after such a long time, after when we lost Nehru. We had the Lal Bahadur Shastri as a Prime Minister. He gave really a very big symbol that all the farmers of this country who are doing culture, agriculture, they and each and every person who is fighting for this country, Jawan, our soldiers, are equal. I really see with reverence his similarity with my Guru, who lived a life of simplicity, like a Brahmin. Simple dhoti kurta and all that concept of living for others is Brahmin, living like a Brahmin. And this Brahminism is being remembered through Lal Bahadur Shastri. Gandhi, who lived a life of really a monk, and he brought freedom to the country just by disobedience movement, and just by the truth, just by everything which was totally impossible in that particular thing. And today people watch Indians and they ask, are you from the country which belong to Gandhi? If you are from that country, I bow to you with reverence. हाथ जोड़ के प्रणाम करते हैं, लोगों को छू छू के प्रणाम करते हैं कि आप गांधी के देश से हैं. A time is coming when people will talk to you and they will ask you, are you from the country which belongs to yoga? Are you from the country which belongs to culture? Are you from the country which belongs to spirituality? You will say yes, and when you will say yes, they will touch you and they will touch you with reverence. Thank you very much for being present in this opening ceremony.
We are delighted and honored by the pearl of wisdom lying beneath the guidance of His Holiness Dr. Pranav Pandya ji. This pearl has completed the garland of knowledge on this international festival on yoga, culture and spirituality.
I think the dignitaries and the participants must be experiencing that this moment is very, very special. We would like to share you that in our routine at Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, as a student, as a faculty, we undergo the classes of Gita, Dhyan, life management, scientific spirituality. In our routine, yoga and yajna are our eternal parts. So in this way, the festival of yoga, culture and spirituality is happening every day in our life, but we still desperately wait for these moments, as one of the very special moments has come today, where our international participants come and they also give us learnings, and with that learning we proceed further.
Now it's time to unveil the souvenir to commemorate this international festival, which fills us with pride and righteous pleasure, and indeed a timely, well-deserved and beautiful gestures, a tribute to our memories.
The moment of unveiling of the souvenir of 5th International Festival on Yoga, Culture and Spirituality. The name is Varanyam, a very important, significant term from Gayatri Mantra, Varanyam. Means we are ready to undergo the learnings of this yoga, culture and spirituality. All the dignitaries on the dais are unveiling the souvenir of 5th International Festival on Yoga, Culture and Spirituality. We request all the dignitaries on the dais to kindly showcase the souvenir in front so that our photographers can take their photographs. As this program is live on www.awgp.org, various peoples across the globe are witnessing this wonderful movement. Now I would like to request the dignitaries to kindly unveil the next version of Sanskriti Sanchar, a newsletter made by the students of Department of Communication of Dev Sanskriti University. A special issue for this International Festival on Yoga, Culture and Spirituality. This is a newsletter. Our own students of Department of Communication works for making this newsletter Sanskriti Sanchar. Again, we request all the dignitaries on the dais to kindly give an opportunity to the photographers, as they are just desperately waiting for that moment when everyone is showcasing it to them. And let us all clap together for this wonderful moment. And in the area of unveiling, now it's time for the e-newsletter. These are all the ways through which our delegates can also be in touch with us in future. The e-newsletter Renosa, the new version of e-newsletter Renosa is also unveiling.
I think your clappings must go on.
Thank you. Now I would like to request our chief guest and His Holiness Dr. Pranav Pandya ji to kindly felicitate two of our students who have recently done a remarkable work in the field of yoga. Dilraj Preet Kaur, who has been nominated as the ambassador of yoga for our state Uttarakhand. She is a student of our Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, has done her graduation in yogic science and presently pursuing her masters. And on the International Day of Yoga, Government of Uttarakhand made her ambassador of yoga. Now next, Aditya Singh, adding a feather to this International Festival on Yoga, Culture and Spirituality. I would like to say that Aditya Singh has made a world record of doing Shirshasana in this particular auditorium for more than 90 minutes. It is one of the toughest practice of Hatha Yoga, and we are proud of such students in our university.
To mark this great and special day, we would like to request our Chancellor Sir to felicitate our Honorable Chief Guest with mementos and guiding light books written by Revered Gurudev Pandit Shri Ram Sharma Acharya ji.
हम अपने माननीय अतिथि श्रीपद नायक जी का स्वागत अभिनंदन करते हैं देव संस्कृत विश्वविद्यालय में। उनके आगमन पर जोरदार तालियों से हमारे भारत के एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण विभाग को संभाल रहे हैं। उनके प्रति माँ गंगा की आस्था, श्रद्धा समर्पित व साथ ही ये शॉल जो अपने आप में देव संस्कृति विश्वविद्यालय के हैंडलूम डिपार्टमेंट में ही तैयार की गई है, इस ओरिजिनलिटी के साथ आपको समर्पित की जा रही है कि आप हमारे अपने अनन्य आत्मीय हैं और साथ में वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, द होल वर्ल्ड इज अ फैमिली का एक सिंबल जो हम अपने मुख्य अतिथि को प्रदान कर रहे हैं। और साथ में ये पुस्तक, पूज्य गुरुवर द्वारा लिखी गई ये पुस्तक। इसके पश्चात हमारे अतिथिगण प्रस्थान करेंगे सामने की ओर। All our dignitaries on the dais will proceed towards the seating arrangements which are in front of the dais for the cultural program which will be started in continuation. एक बार पुनः से जोरदार तालियों से इस अगले क्रम की ओर हम लोग बढ़ें। हमारे सभी वॉलंटियर्स जो कि यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं, उनसे निवेदन है कि कृपया तुरंत हम अगला क्रम शुरू करने जा रहे हैं। आप सभी अपने स्थान पर बने रहें। Immediately the cultural programs will start. We are moving towards the next session in next 2 minutes. So all the volunteers are requested to kindly take care of the people here. जितने भी हमारे यहाँ से बाहर निकास के रास्ते हैं, कृपया वहाँ पर आप विशेष रूप से हमारे विद्यार्थियों का एवं आगंतुकों का ध्यान रखें कि वे इस सत्र में बने रहें, क्योंकि यहाँ से सांस्कृतिक संध्या आरंभ होने जा रही है। All our dignitaries are proceeding towards the seating arrangements in front of the dais. हमारे सभी वॉलंटियर समस्त गेटों पर विशेष रूप से ध्यान रखें कि हमारे सभी विद्यार्थी और सभी लोग यहाँ पर अभी बने रहेंगे। कल्चरल प्रोग्राम्स शुरू होने जा रहे हैं। आज की संध्या में हमारे इस आरंभिक सत्र के साथ साथ यह अगला क्रम सांस्कृतिक संध्या का। एक बार पुनः से स्वागत अभिनंदन अपने समस्त अतिथियों का देव संस्कृति विश्वविद्यालय के प्रांगण में जोरदार तालियों के बीच। वी रिक्वेस्ट ऑल द डेलीगेट्स टू काइंडली टेक देयर रिस्पेक्टिव सीट्स as the cultural evening has started.